Oh my god, my hair's a mess. Hi guys. Oh my god, I'm sorry. It's so square I'm cubed. God, my hair, what the fuck? It's been a while. Well, okay, let me preface this with the last video that I made, I don't remember making it. So I don't remember making it at all. But I have started therapy for like my depression and whatever the fuck's going on with my head because my memory's been really weird. Whoa! Sorry. If it wasn't obvious, I'm driving, which this is probably not safe, but that's okay. I didn't mean to lurch forward so much. My car's been acting weird. I think I need an oil change. Anyways, so I've started therapy to help with like my memory is really bad, to help with my depression honestly, my depression has gotten better, but like it's still there, and I don't really have the coping mechanisms that I need to go with it, if that makes sense. So I've started seeing this therapist. She's lovely. I'm really comfortable around her. She's really expensive, actually, like really expensive. It's $120 a visit, and I see her every single Tuesday. So this might be really shitty of me, but oh, and my ribs hurt. I think I'm gonna put like my PayPal or something below, and if you would like to donate, I would so fucking appreciate that. If not, like, do not feel bad. I can work something out and I'll be fine. But if you would like to, I would be so grateful. Anyways, so my first session with her, you know, I was telling her like my head hurts all the time. My head hurts right now, and it hurt yesterday morning too. Like, it was searing pain all through the right side of my head. And I can't remember a day that it didn't hurt. Like it's hurt for a while. And I talked to her on Tuesday, which was about two or 3 days ago. And she asked me if I ever like experienced any trauma to the head or anything, which I had an accident back in July. I knew it was around July 4th. I just wasn't sure when, but I found out the other day because I had a picture that I took that day of my car. So I just looked at the metadata, but it was July 3rd. It was on my way to class, and I rear-ended somebody because it was a protected right turn and our light was green. So I assumed that she had gone because we had been sitting there for a minute while the light was green, but it turned out that she hadn't, and I just didn't see her. So it was kind of like entirely my fault. But we didn't call the police or anything because both of our cars were fine. We were both physically fine, or so I thought. Well, now my therapist is suggesting that potentially during that accident, because I'm not gonna lie, I gunned it when I hit her. It was a miracle that my car wasn't fucked up after that. Like, it was actually a miracle. But I gunned it and I hit her. And I was like, oh, well, nothing was wrong, except a few weeks after that, maybe it was a few days after that, actually, my neck started to hurt because I had whiplash. And she was like, well, you realize that if the accident was serious enough to cause whiplash, you're in the center of the road, sweetie. If it was serious enough to cause whiplash, then it might have been serious enough to cause potentially a traumatic brain injury. Well, this accident happened in July. I don't really remember a whole lot other than I was really stressed out. And I was sad a lot of the time, and I was angry and upset a lot of the time, and my brother had passed away. And I remember on Halloween night, I fainted, and people have been telling me that I hit my head again. So, I think, and I don't really know how to go about doing this because I can't afford a CAT scan or an MRI or anything right now. Unless I can go somewhere that takes care credit, but I know a lot of places don't. I don't know how to go about finding out if that's really the case, and I don't know how to go about fixing that, or if it can be fixed. So yeah, she thinks that a lot of my memory issues and stuff stem from a traumatic brain injury. And I don't really know if I don't know. Because I haven't seen a doctor about it. Because I didn't think to. I thought everything was fine. But I've been going back and I've been talking with friends and they were like, yeah, it's like you were completely gone. So from the months of October till now, it's like I was gone. I wasn't me. And it's kind of shitty because I really don't remember a lot. I really don't remember anything. Honestly, the last thing I remember clearly was my accident. Like, I remember what I was wearing, I remember what she was wearing, I remember what she was driving. I don't remember her license plate, but I remember, like, I don't know. I was driving my Mini Cooper. I remember that when I hit her, we pulled into this little parking lot near where I hit her at. We exchanged insurance. Like, I remember everything. I remember the socks I was wearing. But I'm just like, that's the last thing I remember, like, crystal clear. Everything else, it's like I get a brief picture of it, and then it's just me and an environment, but alone. You know? Like, even when I fell on Halloween night, everybody's saying, like, oh, there were all these people there. I remember there being, like, a car, like, one car in this whole parking lot, which I know wasn't true, because it was a bar on Halloween night. And I remember being on the ground, and I remember crying and being embarrassed, and then I remember going home. I don't remember any people there. I don't remember any other cars there. Like, I don't know. I don't know. So that's what I'm dealing with. Whether it's a traumatic brain injury or not, I have no idea. I have no idea how to even go about finding out. My therapist wants me to see a psychologist? I don't know. Wants me to see somebody as well as her. Look at this lovely double chin I got going on. I just ate, so I don't give a shit. She wants me to see somebody else along with her, and I would be okay with that if I could afford it. I need to find somebody covered by my insurance, because my insurance, like, doesn't cover anybody. Nobody takes my insurance. I'm sorry, I'm swallowing a lot. My throat has been, like, super dry. There's another thing that I wanted to talk about, and we'll just sit in my car for a minute and we can talk about it, because I don't want to go inside and, like, tell my parents about it. But I've had depression since I was about 9. Like, I have journals and things of me just going on and on about how I want to die, because my home life was not great. My home life has not ever been great. So I've had depression since I was 9, and I've always been taught, like, you have to be strong enough to do it on your own. Don't be like your mother, because my mother has depression and she takes medication for it. Like, I always, my whole life, you know, I've ascribed to, well, I'm strong enough to do it on my own. I don't need medication. I don't need to see a therapist. I don't need to see anybody. And if you really are strong enough to do it on your own, that's great. I'm so goddamn proud of you. I thought that I was okay, and literally had a psychotic break that I don't remember. And I didn't even know I was in trouble. I thought I was fine. So, I don't know. If people around you are telling you that you need to get help, probably listen. Don't be like me. Don't sit here and think that you can do it on your own. Because, one, you don't have to. You absolutely 100% do not have to do it on your own. And anyone who sits here and tells you, oh, you're weak for not being able to do it on your own, that's not true. Like, I'm not weak for having to take Prozac every morning. It's just that I'm not able to do it by myself. You know, I'm not able to calm myself down and be like a neurotypical person without medical help. That being said, if you can, if you are, that's lovely, and I'm so proud of you. And I'm probably not going to be on medication forever. But if I need to be, you know, if I need to be, then I will. Now, that being said, a lot of people are like, oh, well, cure yourself with nature or whatever. And like, I've been doing that for 14 years, and it has done nothing for me. I have my ups, and then I have my major downs, and my major downs have been getting progressively worse, if that makes sense. You know, my down last year was not nearly as bad, or sorry, my down of 2016 was not nearly as bad as my down of 2017. You know, they've been getting worse. So if you can heal yourself through nature, through homeopathy, whatever you can do, that's wonderful. But if people are telling you that you need help, you probably need help. And they're not doing it to tell you that you're weak. They're not doing it because they're upset at you. They're not doing it because they're afraid of you. But they're doing it because they love you. And honestly, if they think that you need help, you should listen. Now, that being said, if you're offering to help somebody, figure out what kind of help they want. You know, whether it's, I want help, I should go see a therapist once a week or once a month or whatever, or I need help, I think I should be hospitalized. Like, find out what they need. Because if you make a judgment call like that on your own, like, it might not be the best thing for them. And I say this only because evidently I did spend some time in hospital. I don't remember my time being there. And from what a few close friends have told me, it was fairly traumatic. Now, that's not the fault of the person who called and had me put in the hospital. That's my own, that's my own shit. Like, hospitals are traumatizing. This has been happening a lot. I mix up words and I forget things, like how to say things. And I think it's because of the brain thing. Hospitals are traumatizing to me for a completely different reason. They have nothing to do with the person who called. They had nothing to do with even that particular hospital. But from things I've been told, that particular hospital was real goddamn shitty. But again, like, that's not anybody's fault. That's the hospital's fault for being shitty. They're just a bad hospital. Nobody could have known, you know? But like, that's my own shit. I don't like hospitals, and that's my shit to deal with. And honestly, like, had I been asked, I would have said, no, I don't want to go to a hospital. I want to go see a therapist. You know, that would have been my option. But I was so fucking far gone that was not an option anymore. And I understand that now. You know, now that I'm a little bit more clear-headed and I've been talking to people. And y'all, I went fucking crazy. Like, I went off the goddamn deep end. So, trust yourself, yeah, but you gotta trust the people around you too. You have to trust that they know what's good for you too. Ultimately, I believe, like, what you decide to do should be your own decision and not somebody's to make for you. But if you're at the point where I was, like, I was not fit to make any goddamn decisions for myself whatsoever. So, oh, you get to see my fucking face. I cried today, probably, I think. Oh, this is actually really nice lighting. I should vlog out here more often. Anyways. Depression sucks. It does. Trust me, I've been there. You've seen my room. It's disgusting. That's how I live. But I will tell you guys, I've been on Prozac. It's not like real Prozac. It's like not the fake stuff. It's real medicine. But it's called something else. It's the generic. It's the generic. I've been on it a little over a week. I want to say like 10 days. And honestly, like, my motivation has gone up a whole lot. My appetite is like non-existent. I don't really get hungry anymore. So that's kind of a problem, and I'm always fucking thirsty. But other than that, I was angry at first, like, that my friends even suggested that I take my meds every day, and I was like, well, I don't fucking need it. But like, after talking to some people, y'all, I lost my goddamn mind. Like, I went fucking crazy. Luckily, I didn't hurt anybody except apparently myself. But, that still terrifies me that I was in no goddamn way in control whatsoever. Like, that's really fucking frightening to me. So, yeah, people are telling me, like, oh yeah, you walked up to me and you shook me and you screamed at me and you said you were gonna go home and kill yourself. And I'm like, I literally, I don't remember that. And I joke about, okay, don't get me wrong, I joke about it sometimes as like a coping mechanism, because I did try to kill myself once when I was 13. So I joke about it. Because if I don't joke about it, I cry about it. Because I don't like feeling that way. Because I genuinely do want to live. Like, let's be real, I enjoy life. Life is good to me right now. But the way they said I was talking, it's like, yeah, at that point, it was not a joke anymore. Like, I can tell that from me, like, who I am now, / again, it was not a joke. So, I don't know what happened. I don't really know what was going on. I don't really remember anything. I like making funny, stupid faces, don't worry about it. But yeah, that's, I guess the moral of the story is when people suggest, you know, you probably need help, you should listen to them the first time. And you really should. Because honestly, if I just think about it, I could have been this fucking good 3 months ago. I could have been where I'm at right now 3 months ago. And then right now, I would be so much further ahead. But I was stubborn and I thought I could do it on my own. And I always think I can do it on my own. And you know what? I've been doing